Hello and welcome back to episode 15 of The Human Condition. Today we're exploring something surprisingly profound, the world of mundane tasks. This deep dive offers, well, an intriguing reflection on how the everyday, seemingly insignificant chores, how they reveal far more about us than we might realize. Our mission today is really to extract the fascinating insights from this personal journey into what the material calls the mundane mirror, helping you see the small details of your life in, hopefully, a whole new light. So, okay, let's really dig into this then. The article, it immediately grabs you with this idea, this concept of activities like, say, dishwashing, that they don't really move the plot forward, yet somehow they fill up so much of life. It makes you think, doesn't it? How can something apparently so unimportant, something that just, quote, stops life from rotting, how can it take up so much space in our existence?
Yeah, it's a great question. And what's truly fascinating here, and a core insight from our research, is that these tasks are presented as a kind of mirror for your rhythm. It's not necessarily that a stack of dirty dishes means something specific and profound on its own. It's more about how you approach them. Are you sloppy? Do you avoid them? Are you really methodical or, I don't know, even ritualistic about it? That approach, the source material suggests it starts to resemble how you handle, well, pretty much everything else.
Wow, okay. That's a powerful connection right there. So if someone's drying rack is always a disaster,
Yeah.
what else might that mirror show? The article mentions relationship patterns, but are there other sort of macro patterns you've seen reflected?
Well, yeah, absolutely. If we extend that idea, think about someone who maybe meticulously cleans their kitchen every single night, like it's a ritual. That same discipline, that sort of vigor, it might just spill over into their financial planning, maybe their work ethic, or even how they approach fitness routines. And conversely, someone who consistently avoids small chores, that could hint at a broader tendency maybe to procrastinate or perhaps feel overwhelmed in other parts of life too. So the micro habit, it becomes like a little diagnostic tool for the macro pattern. It really raises an important question for you listening. In what ways do your micro habits reflect your larger life patterns?
That idea is powerful enough. The micro habits as mirrors. But then the material shifts gears a bit, revealing something maybe even more compelling about these little details. It talks about red flag moments. And interestingly, it's not usually the huge things that signal overwhelm. It's the small neglects, like the socks on the floor, the mug from last week still in the car, or that pan you keep telling yourself you'll soak just a little longer. That simple act of looking at, a single spoon in the sink and think, not tonight. That's not just about being lazy, is it? The source suggests it's a quiet sign something else is slipping, like you're feeling buried in the day's static.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a key takeaway from this red flag section. Overwhelm often whispers before it shouts. Now, of course, it's easy to read too much into these things. Sometimes a forgotten mug is, well, just a forgotten mug, but the material's point is more about the pattern, right? The quiet buildup that truly signals something's off. And yet, if we connect this to the bigger picture, while these neglects are red flags, there's also this idea of grace in the routine, the sink, or any repetitive task, really. It can become a kind of little checkpoint, a chance to just come back into your body. Through suds and silence, the simple act of scraping a plate can subtly, unheroically perhaps, also scrape something off yourself. The mundane might actually be, as the source says, more diagnostic than we think.
That's fascinating. The connection between that quiet neglect and then this subtle grace found in the very same mundane action. So pulling all these different threads together, what's the grander truth this mundane mirror reveals about us? The article makes a really powerful statement here. It says, the human condition isn't just epiphanies and breakdowns. It's what shows up over and over. What's she doing even when no one's watching? Even when you're too tired to make it poetic? And it shares that anecdote about the friend knowing their marriage was over because their partner stopped rinsing the coffee pot. It says that sounds stupid. It also sounds true. That line, it really hit me. What stands out to you most about framing the human condition like that?
What stands out is the profound simplicity of it, really. We often look for these grand gestures or, dramatic turning points to understand our lives, but this insight, it tells us to look closer, to look at the ordinary, the repeatable actions, these small, consistent behaviors, or maybe the lack of them, they build up, they accumulate and, quote, shape us the way a groove shapes the path of water. It highlights that our true character, our real condition, it isn't just in the big moments we remember, it's also right there, in the quiet, unobserved rhythms of our daily lives.
So this deep dive really shows that the seemingly insignificant parts of your day are, well, anything but insignificant. They're not just tasks you have to get through. They can be like daily diagnostic tools for your deeper self and maybe even your relationships.
Exactly. And this raises, I think, an important closing question for you to consider. Maybe doing the dishes doesn't fundamentally change your life overnight, but paying attention to how you avoid them or how you approach them, that just might. So what small, mundane detail in your own life might be a mirror you've yet to fully look into?